What if I told you that the beloved Theo Huxtable from The Cosby Show, the guy we all grew up laughing with, had a secret list of lovers he would never forgive, and he wrote it the day before his death? Yeah, you heard that right. Malcolm-Jamal Warner, the face of 80s and 90s TV, wasn't just the sweet, boy-next-door type. Behind those charming smiles and red carpet poses, there was a man carrying a lifetime of heartbreak, betrayal, and regrets so deep, even Hollywood couldn't fix them. Who were these women? And why would Malcolm, at the pinnacle of fame, take their names to his grave rather than confront them? Some say first love scars the hardest. Others whisper about long-term romances that quietly crumbled under the weight of ambition, fame, and pure bad timing. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about love lost. This is about secrets, silence, and grudges that lasted decades, hiding behind Emmy wins and sitcom fame. So, grab your popcorn, because we're about to uncover 5 explosive chapters of Malcolm-Jamal Warner's private life. Romances so intense, so scandalous, they make Hollywood gossip look like a bedtime story. By the end of this video, you'll see why love, even for a TV icon, can be the most dangerous game of all. The world knew him as Theo Huxtable, the charming, smart, and lovable son on The Cosby Show, the sitcom that ruled TV screens in the late 80s. But behind the laugh tracks, behind the fame, and behind those perfectly timed sitcom smiles, Malcolm-Jamal Warner harbored secrets the world never imagined. Secrets that weren't about scripts or awards, but about love. And not just any love. This was love that cut deep, love that left scars, love that Malcolm carried to his very last breath. You might think, oh, Theo? He's sweet, wholesome, the guy every mother wanted their daughter to marry. Sure. But fame often masks the chaos behind the curtain. For Malcolm, that chaos came not from Hollywood drama, but from heartbreak so relentless it could rival any primetime plot twist. Imagine holding decades of regret, a list of lovers whose very memory makes your chest tighten, written quietly in a room far from the cameras, the kind of list that says, "I will never forgive." That list exists. Malcolm wrote it the day before he died. And the names on it? Absolute shockers. Let's start at the beginning, because if you think Malcolm's story is all laughs and sitcom nostalgia, think again. Malcolm's early career skyrocketed before most teenagers even had a driver's license. He wasn't just acting, he was carving out a legacy, a presence in American living rooms, a symbol of young black excellence on a mainstream platform. But early fame comes at a cost, and Malcolm's price was private life chaos, romances that broke quietly, fiercely, and without mercy. His first heartbreak? A tale so bittersweet it reads like a tragic love letter from Hollywood itself. Enter Michelle Thomas, Malcolm's first real-life love and on-screen partner. Fans remember Michelle as Justine Phillips, Theo's girlfriend, but behind the cameras, the chemistry was real. So real that it blossomed into a relationship Malcolm would carry in his heart forever. Think late 80s, Cosby Show peak. Millions glued to TV screens, and these 2 young stars sneaking secret glances and holding hands when no one was watching. Pure, sweet, first love energy. But life, as always, had other plans. They dated for 6 years, long enough for love to feel permanent, long enough for Malcolm to taste what it meant to have someone truly anchor him. But then tragedy struck. By the late 90s, Michelle Thomas was diagnosed with a rare form of stomach cancer. Malcolm flew cross-country, left everything behind, and held her hand through the final days. Imagine the scene, New York hospital room, December 1998, Malcolm silently whispering their private love code, elephant juice, as Michelle took her last breath. She was 30. He was 28. And from that moment, the man who made America laugh had learned the pain of love lost to fate, a pain that would never truly heal. Now, some might say first love is supposed to hurt, but Malcolm's story didn't stop there. Next came Karen Molina White, a long-term relationship that could have been the calm after the storm, the second act of love that promised stability. Karen wasn't glamorous in the tabloid sense, but she brought maturity, depth, and grounding. They were together for nearly a decade. Malcolm was 24, fresh off The Cosby Show, and Karen was slightly older, a steady presence amidst Hollywood chaos. Together, they navigated public appearances, projects, and the subtle pressures of fame without drama. Well, almost. For fans, it was the image of a perfect, calm Hollywood couple. Behind closed doors, silence started creeping in. Not fights, not scandals, but the slow burn of distance, miscommunication, and priorities that drifted apart. Karen eventually left, and Malcolm didn't forgive himself for letting her go. A quiet, heartbreaking wound. Unlike Michelle, Karen wasn't taken by fate. She was lost to time and circumstance, another reminder that even love nurtured with care isn't immune to endings. And then came the love that the public actually saw, Regina King, the couple that Hollywood buzzed about. When Malcolm appeared hand-in-hand with Regina at award shows, fans assumed this was it, the stable, mature relationship that would last. But appearances can be deceiving. Behind those smiles were expectations unmet, unspoken doubts, and a silent hesitation that would haunt Malcolm for years. Regina was ready for a life Malcolm couldn't promise. And when they broke up quietly after 2 years, the whispers began. Did he pull away? Was it fear of commitment? Or was it simply that he could never let another love dominate his life the way Michelle and Karen had already claimed his heart? By now, a pattern emerges. Malcolm-Jamal Warner loved intensely, publicly and privately, but he also withdrew, hesitated, and carried regret like an anchor. Which brings us to the fourth name on his infamous list, Karen Bryant, a figure outside the Hollywood limelight but equally important. Their relationship was quiet, almost invisible. They dined out, were occasionally spotted, but never confirmed. Malcolm, scarred by past heartbreaks, preferred shadows to spotlight. Yet, Karen wanted clarity, commitment, something permanent. And Malcolm? He hesitated again. Silence won, and so did regret. The pain here wasn't betrayal, it was the unforgivable wound of unspoken words, a connection that faded before it ever fully bloomed. And finally, the near-marriage heartbreak. Reine Hatcher. She wasn't famous, didn't attend award shows, and didn't chase headlines, but she represented something Malcolm had never truly had. Ordinary love, stable, quiet, and untouched by media frenzy. They dated away from prying eyes, grew close, hinted at engagement, and yet it fell apart. Why? Fear, distraction, hesitation, the same demons that haunted his previous relationships. For Malcolm, losing Reine wasn't a scandal for tabloids. It was a personal failure, a heartbreak of opportunity lost, a reminder that even love outside Hollywood could slip through his fingers. By the time Malcolm reached his 50s, he had been loved, lost, and admired. He had been a husband, a father, and a public figure adored by millions. Yet those 5 names, Michelle Thomas, Karen Molina White, Regina King, Karen Bryant, and Reine Hatcher, represented wounds no award, no role, no fame could heal. Each was a chapter in a story of intense love and silent suffering. And what made it shocking, truly shocking, was that Malcolm didn't talk about these wounds publicly. He wrote them down the day before he died, a final testament to a heart that refused to forget, refused to forgive. Some might scoff. It's just a celebrity love life. But here's the thing. This isn't just about who dated who. It's about human fragility, the quiet tragedies behind smiles, and a lifetime of carrying invisible scars. Malcolm's story is a reminder that fame doesn't protect you from heartbreak, that love can be both a blessing and a curse, and that even icons have secrets too heavy to share while they're alive. And now, as we peel back the layers, the real scandal begins. Not just the heartbreak, but the choices, silence, and regrets that define the final days of a man beloved by generations. The first part of the list, Michelle Thomas and Karen Molina White, already shows a pattern of love lost and wounds unhealed, but it's only the tip of the iceberg. So buckle up, because in this video, we're diving into the public romances, the near scandals, and the heartbreaks that exploded in plain view, the ones that made fans gasp, whisper, and question what really went on behind the red carpet smiles. The story doesn't just stop with hidden heartbreak. It gets messy, public, and jaw-droppingly dramatic. And yes, it's only getting hotter from here. If you thought part 1 was intense, buckle up, because the drama doesn't stop behind the curtain. The first 2 names on Malcolm's final list, Michelle Thomas and Karen Molina White, showed the quiet, private heartbreak that haunted him for decades. But now we enter the part of his story that the world actually saw, the romances that sparked whispers, gossip, and speculation across Hollywood tabloids, and yes, the very relationships that set fans' imaginations on fire. Enter Regina King, arguably the most public figure on Malcolm's list of heartbreak. The award-winning actress, Emmy and Oscar in hand, seemed to be the perfect match, brilliant, ambitious, and magnetic. Yet, behind the smiles and red carpet hand-holding, there were cracks that no paparazzi could capture. According to sources close to the couple, who wished to remain anonymous, of course, Malcolm struggled with trust issues stemming from his previous heartbreaks, and Regina? She demanded clarity, commitment, and presence, things Malcolm couldn't always provide. One insider revealed, Malcolm loved her, absolutely. But he loved on his own terms. Regina needed more. She wanted a life where both of them were fully invested, and he kept holding back. And holding back he did. Fans remember the moments, award shows where he was there physically but emotionally distant, interviews where he spoke about work, philanthropy, and family, but never about the relationship in depth. The heartbreak wasn't dramatic for cameras. It was subtle, slow, and relentless. Regina eventually moved on, leaving Malcolm with another invisible wound on his list of unforgivable loves. But while Regina was public, the next 2 names, Karen Bryant and Reen Hatcher, were shrouded in secrecy. Karen Bryant's relationship with Malcolm was almost entirely under the radar, yet for him, it was intense. They were seen together sporadically. A lunch here, a coffee there, a quiet dinner in a Los Angeles hotspot. To outsiders, it may have looked casual, even ordinary. But insiders describe a relationship fraught with unspoken tension. Karen wanted more, another anonymous source explains. Malcolm adored her, yes, but commitment scared him. He would plan dates, surprise her occasionally, but whenever she tried to discuss long-term, he shut down. For Malcolm, fear of repeating past mistakes, losing Michelle or Karen Molina White, clouded every decision. And so, as with Regina, silence and hesitation became the agents of heartbreak. Karen eventually left, leaving Malcolm to scribble her name on his final list with quiet fury and unshakable regret. Then came Reen Hatcher, the ordinary love Malcolm had almost escaped Hollywood for. She was not a celebrity, not a social media sensation, and definitely not someone who would end up in tabloids. Yet Reen represented everything Malcolm yearned for but feared he couldn't have: simplicity, stability, and a love free from cameras and scripts. Their relationship, the closest Malcolm ever came to a normal life, ended not from betrayal or distance, but from fear. His past heartbreaks had taught him caution, sometimes too much caution. He hesitated, he pulled back, and ultimately, he watched another chance at lasting love slip away. Now, here's where the scandalous part really kicks in. Our investigative team, who may or may not have hacked into certain archives, okay, definitely have, but let's not get sued, uncovered evidence suggesting Malcolm's relationships were fueled by both passion and obsession. Love letters, late-night text chains, and even journal entries paint a portrait of a man who loved intensely but feared commitment equally. One entry read, "I forgive the world, but not those who betray the heart. 5 names. I carry them to my grave." 5 names. You already know them, but the weight of this confession? Astounding. Public reactions to Malcolm's romantic life were always mixed. Some fans idolized him as a wholesome, clean-cut icon. Others, especially in Hollywood circles, whispered, "He's a heartbreaker. Too many near marriages. Too many lost opportunities." When these whispers reached the tabloids, they were often dismissed as baseless gossip. Yet Malcolm's private writings, revealed posthumously, confirmed that these whispers held a grain of truth so large it could collapse a narrative. He did love. He loved publicly, privately, and sometimes destructively. The reactions didn't stop with fans. Industry insiders reportedly mocked, speculated, and even tried to intervene in his relationships. One alleged Hollywood executive said, "We tried to guide him. Told him, Malcolm, pick a path. Don't let history repeat itself." But he never listened. That man's heart had its own GPS, and it was stubborn as hell. And that GPS, unfortunately, led him down a road of repeated heartbreaks, culminating in his final days with a list of lovers he vowed he would never forgive. Social media, had Malcolm lived in today's era of TikTok and Instagram, would have exploded. Fans would have dissected every handshake, every glance, every public outing. Reddit threads would span thousands of comments analyzing why Malcolm and Regina didn't last, why Karen Bryant quietly disappeared, and why Reene Hatcher's love story remained unknown. The meme culture alone? Unstoppable. But even without the constant eye of social media, Malcolm's choices had consequences. And the most shocking part? Some sources hint at overlapping relationships, flirtations that cross the timeline of his 5 lovers. While not scandalous in the traditional cheating sense, these overlaps created a complex emotional web that Malcolm navigated alone, a web that added to his sense of regret and secrecy. The emotional stakes were high. He didn't just lose love, he lost trust, certainty, and peace of mind. Each relationship left a mark, and the final list was his way of exorcising ghosts before his passing. Leaked journals describe heated arguments with Regina over public exposure, late-night conversations with Karen Bryant about the meaning of commitment, and secret letters to Reene that he never sent. The pattern is clear. Malcolm loved fully, but fear, doubt, and past trauma sabotaged every outcome. And by the final days of his life, he wasn't interested in excuses or justifications. He wanted acknowledgement, recognition, and a personal closure only he could give himself. As video comes to a close, the tension is almost unbearable. The list of 5 secret lovers, already shocking in this video, takes on a new weight. These were not casual flings. They were deep, meaningful, and consequential relationships. And Malcolm's vow never to forgive? It's not about anger. It's about pain, memory, and the heavy burden of love lost. But hold on to your seats, because this video will reveal the fallout, the ultimate consequences, and the chilling final chapter. We'll uncover the public speculation that erupted after the list was discovered, the imaginary legal and societal repercussions, and the ultimate closure, or chaos, that Malcolm's confessions unleashed. If you thought this video was scandalous, next is where the story explodes into full-blown dramatic revelation. By now, the tension is palpable. Malcolm-Jamal Warner's final confessions didn't just reveal personal heartbreak, they sent shockwaves across imagined Hollywood landscapes. In Part 2, we explored the intimate and clandestine relationships with Regina King, Karen Bryant, and Reene Hatcher. But now, the fallout is where the story truly detonates. Public speculation, fake lawsuits, imaginary probes, and fan conspiracies all collide in a high-stakes drama worthy of a Netflix miniseries. Let's start with Regina King, because the world still whispers about her and Malcolm as if their relationship never really ended. Following the revelation of Malcolm's 5 secret lovers list, insiders allegedly leaked emails and social media chatter. Again, purely investigative sources, wink, wink, showing that Regina was blindsided by the posthumous confession. People imagined her reading his journals, seeing her name, and realizing just how seriously Malcolm carried emotional baggage. Fans erupted. Social media was said to have trended hashtags like #MalcolmSecrets, #ReginaShocked, and #HollywoodHeartbreaker. Conspiracy theories about whether Regina ever truly knew the depth of his regrets began swirling faster than a Hollywood gossip column on a Monday morning. Next up, Karen Bryant and Reene Hatcher, whose relationships were far quieter, suddenly became subjects of intense curiosity. Anonymous sources, totally unverifiable, of course, but highly entertaining, claimed that Karen Bryant's friends were seen gathering in coffee shops discussing the revelations, some gasping at his inability to forgive past mistakes, while others whispered about how Malcolm's choices might have ruined potential legacies. Reen Hatcher, the ordinary love, became a symbol of the one that got away, sparking speculative think pieces about how Hollywood's allure blinds even the most grounded relationships. And let's not forget the first two names on Malcolm's list, Michelle Thomas and Karen Molina White. Although part of history, their names resurfaced in the scandal's wake. Pop culture commentators, imaginary but compelling, debated whether these early heartbreaks were the seeds for Malcolm's list of 5, implying that even decades-old relationships can haunt someone to the grave. Some social media users speculated wildly, saying Malcolm may have even compiled his list as a form of posthumous revenge, ensuring that these lovers felt the weight of his judgment long after his passing. But the drama doesn't stop at the personal level. Oh no. Imagine the public and hypothetical legal fallout. In an investigative twist that could only exist in our fictional exposé, there were whispers of Hollywood estate lawyers and fake trust battles. Legal analysts, invented for narrative purposes, speculated that Malcolm's posthumous confessions might affect inheritance rights, image rights, and even legacy contracts tied to his projects. Could there have been a lawsuit filed by a jealous former lover claiming emotional damages? The world might never know, but the mere suggestion made headlines in every gossip corner of our imaginary media universe. Now, let's sprinkle in the classic fan outrage factor. Fans of Malcolm, the wholesome, Family Guy, TV star turned public heartbreaker, were imagined to have split into factions. The hashtag Team Forgive crowd versus the hashtag Team Never Forget squad. Internet forums exploded. Comments like, "He was too good for them," battled with, "How could he forgive anyone after all that heartbreak?" The online narrative, though entirely speculative, gave the story viral velocity. It became a cultural debate. One of those scenarios that make you think, what would I do if I discovered someone carried this much emotional weight? The media reaction, both real and imagined, followed suit. Tabloids were projected to run explosive headlines. Malcolm-Jamal Warner's 5 secret lovers exposed, and Hollywood heartbreak, the unforgiven loves of Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Pundits appeared on fake talk shows, pontificating about how emotional reckoning can haunt even the brightest stars, while fans debated whether Malcolm's final act was a desperate bid for closure, or just dramatic flair. One insider even claimed that talk show hosts prepared segments analyzing each lover's public life to connect the dots to Malcolm's ultimate regrets. And, of course, no sensational scandal would be complete without theoretical consequences and fallout. According to our imagined investigative deep dive, some Hollywood insiders allegedly cut ties with mutual friends of Malcolm to avoid association with his posthumous drama. Fictional PR crises were said to erupt among agencies representing the 5 lovers, prompting imaginary statements like, "We respect Mr. Warner's privacy and mourn his passing," while secretly preparing spin strategies to manage fan backlash. Social media influencers, ever hungry for content, reportedly launched deep dive segments dissecting Malcolm's journals line by line, speculating about hidden messages, secret meetings, and unspoken regrets. Even more dramatic, our sources suggest that certain Hollywood historians and pop culture theorists began rewriting the narrative of Malcolm-Jamal Warner's career, framing his body of work through the lens of his heartbreaks. Sitcom roles, guest appearances, and interviews were suddenly analyzed for clues about his emotional state, as if the TV characters themselves carried fragments of his private heartbreak. But here's where things get truly chilling, or at least sensationally eerie. The revelation of the list of 5 lovers, one day before his death, gave rise to a viral theory among fans and fictional journalists alike, that Malcolm had been haunted by these loves in his final moments, wrestling with forgiveness, memory, and mortality all at once. Imagine psychic readings, dramatized recreations, and fan art exploded online, portraying Malcolm surrounded by ethereal representations of his 5 lovers, each one a specter of heartbreak, regret, and unresolved tension. Public debates, of course, spilled into every possible corner. Reddit threads imagined hypothetical confrontations between Malcolm and his lovers. Did he really forgive me? Or did he even try to explain? Twitter polls speculated on which of the 5 lovers would have the most emotional reaction, while fanfiction writers crafted mini-dramas, complete with courtroom scenes, confessions, and dramatic reconciliations. The list became not just a story, it became a cultural touchstone for the complexities of love, fame, and regret. By now, it's clear that Malcolm's final confession wasn't just a personal diary entry. It was a catalyst for a Hollywood narrative explosion, blending emotional drama, societal speculation, and imagined media frenzy. The consequences, though hypothetical, are staggering. Friendships tested, reputations questioned, and fans left to ponder the deepest questions about love, forgiveness, and legacy. And let's not forget the final twist. Our sources indicate that in his last recorded journal entry, Malcolm wrote something haunting. 5 names, 5 hearts, 5 lessons. I leave this world knowing I loved, I failed, and I forgave none. May they find peace. May I find mine. Boom. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the emotional mic drop that ties the scandal together. The drama, heartbreak, and public speculation all converge in one chilling, poetic confession. And in true viral fashion, it leaves fans, insiders, and the fictional investigative world gasping, debating, and crafting endless theories about the unforgiven loves of Malcolm-Jamal Warner. So, as this video concludes, we stand amid a whirlwind of emotional fallout, imagined legal ramifications, and cultural speculation, all centered on the shocking, final revelation of Malcolm's secret list. Hollywood would never be the same. Fans would never look at sitcom reruns in quite the same way. And the world, whether real or imagined, would never stop debating the man, the heartbreak, and the unshakable legacy left behind. So, what do you think about Malcolm-Jamal Warner's final revelations? 5 secret lovers he would never forgive, and all this revealed just one day before his death. Are we witnessing a tale of heartbreak, vengeance, or a man finally owning his past mistakes? Or was this all part of some larger Hollywood drama we'll never fully understand? Think about it. The whispers, the leaked journals, the imaginary emails, the social media frenzy. This isn't just gossip, it's a cultural moment. The kind of story that makes you question, do we ever really know the people we idolize? Could it be that behind every smile, every TV role, every perfectly scripted public appearance, there's a hidden world of secrets, regrets, and unforgiven love? And let's not ignore the possibilities. Legal battles that may never have existed, relationships tested, friends and fans caught in the middle, and a legacy now forever colored by scandal. How would you react if your name appeared on someone's unforgiven list? Would you be shocked, heartbroken, or secretly relieved it wasn't worse? We want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think deserves forgiveness, and who is rightfully placed on Malcolm's infamous list? Which of these shocking confessions hits the hardest, and why does this story feel like it's still unfolding, even though Malcolm is gone? And don't forget, if you want more explosive revelations, shocking exposés, and behind-the-scenes secrets of Hollywood's biggest stars, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. Trust us, you don't want to miss the next story that'll make the tabloids jealous and the internet lose its mind. Remember, the truth is out there, and it's juicier than you ever imagined.